And in this part of the lesson, we're going to adjust for lightness. We're going to work on something called the Dodge tool. And we're going to try to lighten up these curtains a little bit, make them even a little bit whiter. And to do that, the Dodge tool is located over here. It is underneath this push pin. If you hold this push pin down, and you'll get several choices in here, you'll see this one's called the Dodge tool. So click on the Dodge tool, and then mine actually has to be deselected, but you'll see the Dodge tool become active. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some adjustments on my exposure up here. And my brush is probably too big, so I'm going to slide it back a little bit to about 25 or so, somewhere in that zone, maybe 30. The range is, I want midtones on this range. Excuse me, I want highlights on that range. And for my exposure, I want that to be about maybe 40 or 50%. That's probably fine. And at that point, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to start making some strokes in here. And you can start seeing this. I'm going to work on the left curtain only and leave the right one alone. See how that's getting a lot whiter than the right curtain? So the more I rub and rub and rub, the whiter and whiter that part's going to get. So that's kind of the goal of this. And so keep practicing that tool all the way through. And I'll just finish it up on the left-hand side so you can see how much brighter the left side is than the right. And that's the Dodge tool. It kind of lightens things up. And that word comes from an old darkroom photography. That was a trick they would use by adjusting the amount of light that they had on there. Notice how my left one is a lot lighter than the one on the right. And the other one we're going to use is the sponge tool. And the sponge tool is over here underneath that same spot. You go to the sponge tool, and when we do that, I'm going to keep my brush probably at about, again, around 25, I think, somewhere in that zone. You don't have to be exact. And then I think it says desaturate up here, so I'm going to change that to saturate because I want to put color in instead of taking it out. And then that slider dial, I'm going to flow it at about 90% and see what happens there. My goal on this one will be to make those flowers a little bit redder. The ones at the bottom, see, they've lost some color. And as I rub and rub and rub, they'll get redder and redder and redder. And I'm only going to do this on the left-hand side so you can feel the contrast between the right and the left. And it is very subtle. Not a lot happening every time you rub your mouse, but it gets a little more and a little more. And I'm only going to do the left-hand side. I think you should do both sides. I'm only doing the left-hand side to demonstrate what it will look like. But you can tell at this point that you don't just click it once. You have to keep clicking and rubbing and holding your mouse down. And those colors will get a little brighter every time you do this. So at this point, I think you're starting to realize that the left side reds are much brighter than the right side's reds. So I'm going to finish this out. And that would be how you do the sponge tool.